All right, so congrats on keeping up in the conversation. This next piece is what I call the treasure chest, and what I mean by that is we're going to look at your currencies. What do you currently have? But before we get into that, I want to preface this because it's really important to understand these key aspects. And so when we're working with people one on one, we always, whenever we create a plan, it's like here you are today, right? Is your future, and then we use your currencies, right? And what we do is we back into a plan to help you get there, right? So we got to know the starting point. We got to know the destination. The example I always use in this is imagine you live in Arizona. That's where one of our offices is based out of, and you want to go to New York, right? And so in the world of, let me draw a map here. So this is this is my crappy map of uh, North America. There's Texas and Florida, and there's New York and the Great Lakes and yada yada yada, right? Horrible map, you get the point. And so let's say you're here in Arizona and you want to get to New York. How can you get there? So where are you? You're in Arizona. Where do you want to go? Right? That's the next question I'm going to ask you. And so I love using analogies and storytelling. And so how could you get to there? Well, the fastest way is get on a private jet, and it picks you up, maybe a helicopter picks you up, brings you to a private jet, lands in New York, boom. But then the question is, there's so many different questions. It's like, well, you could take a train, you could take a plane, you could take a taxi, you could walk, you could run. You could start by going the opposite way around the world. You could hitchhike, you could take multiple different airplanes, you could take, oh my God, there's just an infinite number of ways to get there. And it's like, well, where at New York? Who are you staying with? Where are you going? What time of day are you going to get there? What's your time? Like, there's all of these questions, right? When are you leaving? When do you like? Why are you going? When do you need? Do you need to get there in 5 years, or do you need to get there now? Do you need like? There's just so many questions, and if you don't understand that in the side of business and real estate and all of this other stuff, I can promise you, you will get lost. And so what we want to do is, some of you can afford a private jet. Some of you might need to hitchhike. Some of you can take public transportation. Some of you have more time freedom. Some of you have more financial freedom. Some of you need to be there tomorrow. Some of you need to be there, in a week. And so this is what I want you to do is I want you to get a pen and paper, and I want you to go through this exercise. Hit pause, right? And really take a self-assessment. Where are you? What is your education? Right? What are your what are your skill sets? How do you know how to make money? What are you good at? Right? How do you spend your time? Right? Again, all the way up to today in your life. Where are you today? Where are you living? Are you paying rent? Do you own your home? Do you have credit card bills? Do you have a 401k? Like, everything you can think of. Where are you today and what are your skill sets, right? So pause this and really do a self assessment. Are you happy with where you're at? Right? Are you fulfilled in your life? Do you spend enough time with your spouse? Do you spend enough time with your kids? Do you enjoy your work? Do you hate your work? Do you like your work but want to go to something different? All of these things matter, right? And then so pause this recording and do that. Then we're going to move to this. Where do you want to go? And there's three questions I always like to ask. How much money in the bank do you want? Money in bank. And you can do 1, 3, 5 years. I have a lifetime goals. I have 10-year goals. I have 5-year goals. I have 3-year goals, right? And so pick something far enough out, but so money in bank, we're going to put money per month in cash flow, right? And then 3, what do you want your life to look like? And what does that mean? The more you can do this, maybe you have a year out, maybe you have 6 months out, maybe you have, yeah, so maybe you do this, maybe you do 6 months, maybe you do 1 year, maybe you do 3 years, maybe you do 5 years. And the farther out, the more vague it's going to be. The closer to you, the more detailed it's going to be, right? So I have a vision board. I have all of this stuff with different goals on. And so, ask yourself this: what does my life look like? Where am I living? How much money am I making? What does my day look like? When I wake up in 6 months from now, what do I want it to look like? Do I do my miracle morning every day? Do I go and have coffee with my wife? Do I have play days with my kids? Do I take a week vacation once every quarter, once a year? Do I work my everything I got for the next 3 years so I can take the time after that off? Am I traveling the world? Am I working remotely? I work remotely now. I've been doing it for 3.5 years, 20 countries in 3.5 years. I'm a digital nomad and I absolutely love it. We have houses around the world though, right? And so we live different places and we're continuously buying places as we travel and we're continuously starting foundations. And do we work? Yes, we work, but it's a different type of work than it used to be because we choose we wake up and we're passionate about it. It's our projects, it's our commitments, it's our purpose. We're living our purpose today. What is your purpose in life? Because I'm telling you, making money is not it. It only like and you have to make money. You have to. Anyone that argues that you don't need money, give me all your money then, and then tell me that, right? You need money, but money isn't the only thing you need. You need a purpose. You need a mission and a vision. And typically it has to do with how do you want to make a difference in the world? Who do you want to help? Right. And so for me, I want to help people run their businesses. I want to help people learn how to make money so they can use that money to make a difference in the world. So they can use that money inside of their community. So they can use that money to help other people. Maybe they're feeding the hungry. Maybe they're housing the homeless. Maybe they're compassionate about pets and they want to make a difference there. Maybe they're environmentalists and they want to make a difference in the environment. Maybe they want to help domestic violence relationships. I don't care what it is. If they're passionate about it, I'm going to show them how to make money to fund it instead of trying to fundraise and ask for donations because that comes with strings attached, and then they're spending all their money trying to, raise money. It's like, no, let's learn how to make money. Let's learn how to be in business, but let's do it with ethics and integrity, and then we can go change the world with the money we made. That is my purpose. Right. And I'm living it every day and it's awesome. You can tell in my voice, like I know why I'm here. I know what the mission is and I'm committed to it. And I wake up every day committed to the mission. And so I want to ask you, why are you here? Maybe it's right now. I'll tell you today, the purpose I have is not the same purpose I had when I started this. I started with, I just want to make sure my mom has enough money. That's it. Because my mom took care of me, right? When my dad died. So I'm going to make sure my mom has enough money to live a great life. Then, okay, got that. Then I want to get a great job. Then I want to quit that great job. Then I want to start businesses. Then I want to help other people make money. Now it's like I want to change the world. And so that's a lifelong passion, right? Because I've accomplished my three goals. Traveling the world, check. It got boring after that. It's like, okay, I've been on the road, I've been doing, all these epic adventures. I'm not fulfilled anymore. Okay, I'm helping people. Cool, it's fulfilling, but I want to help more people. And I'm making money, and okay, I've made more money. What am I going to do with the money, right? I can only enjoy so much money, and it just becomes a bottomless pit. I want to be fulfilled emotionally. And do I still like the nice stuff that the money buys? Absolutely. Do I still like to take my wife out to dinners and go on the motorcycle rides? Absolutely. But I can tell you, I get bored of that. I've done it and I still continue to do it, but I fill in the gaps with a purpose, giving back, making difference, helping people. And so for you, you will grow and evolve because once you hit your first goal, you will get bored. Ask me how I know. I was sitting in Dominican Republic in this beautiful, beautiful place, had everything, I've worked for, and I was on the phone with my coach. I was just totally uninspired. It's like, hey, I won the race. Now what? You're always going to win the race. You need a new race. That's why they say the journey I think the destination isn't what you're looking for. It's the journey. You want to grow and you want to develop and you want to implement things out in the real world and then grab that next rung and then grab that next rung. And for many of you, it's maybe, hey, just having that peace of mind, maintaining that peace of mind, right? So where are you? Where do you want to go? Now here's, we do this and you guys can do this. What if you try? Like take a self-assessment. Maybe you haven't done anything. Maybe you've read a lot of books, right? Maybe you've read a lot. Maybe you're analytical, right? and you read a lot of books and watched a lot of videos, but you haven't done anything, no action, right? And so why it didn't work would no action. So let's all right, so you did books and videos, but you didn't take any action. No action. Well, why didn't you take any action? Because I was scared. Guarantee everything boils down to fear. I don't care what it is. Um, what are you looking for? Maybe you're looking for some courage. Maybe you're looking for some guidance, right? Maybe you're looking for some experience. These are things I see people every day, right? Because once they have the experience, then it's like, oh, yeah, I know how to ride that bike. But the challenge is in this world, the only way we can get the experience is we have to put our own money at risk, typically, right? So there's ways around that. You go find somebody to help you and help them exchange value, right? Add value to them. And so that's what we look at. And then we look at your currencies, right? How much time? This is your toolbox. Let's say you have 15 hours a week that you'll dedicate towards this, and maybe you have $500,000. You have maybe between your IRA and your 401k, you have 250. The question is, well, is it at a job you're currently working at or an old job? If it's on an old job, you can get access to it. If it's at your current job, you can only get half of it up to 50K. Meaning, if you have $1 million in your current 401k IRA, you only get 50K. If you have 40K and you still work there, you can get 20, right? Half of it up to 50K. Maybe you have equity in your home. Maybe you have, maybe you can get a HELOC. These are all, these are some prompts just to help you. Access to credit, margin on your account. Maybe you have $1 million in your stock account, and instead of liquidating it, you take a margin on it, right? And you get access to 600,000 on a line of credit at, I don't know, 5-6%. Maybe you have cash value life insurance, right? Maybe you have a pension fund. Maybe, again, equity. These are some different. And then knowledge, again, self-assessment. This is the tools in the toolbox. Okay, knowledge. What have you done? Well, I've taken some classes. I've done one deal. Again, this is for you. What are your relationships? Maybe don't know. Maybe you have none in this, right? Maybe you have your church group and there's some people down there that could help you. Maybe you work in a construction job, right? And they can help you. Like start thinking about who is your team, who could help you, who could guide you. For me, I really didn't have anyone, so I paid for mentors, right? I paid for mentors, and I'm a big advocate of paying for mentors. And here's why: they have a genuine self-interest. These people that are mentoring you for free, they take you out to lunch once a month, once a quarter, whatever. Once you get to a certain uh, level, you're going to need more than that, and that'll be our next training called the Mastermind Matrix. And so I don't want to skip ahead, but what are the relationships that can help you move forward? Who can help you find a good mentor? Things like that, right? And again, I don't want to jump to the Mastermind Matrix right now, but those are yep. So that's the next phase here. And so do this self-assessment and so you know where you're at, you know where you're going, and you know the tools that you have to help you get there. Because I don't care if you have zero money, you need one of these. You either need time or money. Legit. You either need time or money because you can use the time to gain knowledge or you can use your money to buy someone else's time. If you don't have any time and you don't have any money, you're not going to get anywhere. Uh, I've done this I've helped thousands of individuals. If they're not willing to find the time, because we all have the time, you're you're not committed enough. That's what I'm saying, and maybe this isn't for you, right? So you either have to find the time. I see single parents do this all the time, and if they can find if somebody with 3 kids and a single parent can feed their family, have a job, and find time for this, you can. You're just not that interested in it. And I don't mean that to be a jerk. It's just a reality. And sometimes we need people to tell us like it is. And so find a way. If you say you don't have time, start doing assessment of where you spend your time. And I guarantee you waste so much time you can't even like you don't even understand how much time you waste. So start for the next 3-4 weeks, 3 or 4 days even. Say, okay, hey, I wake up at this time, I do this. I wake up at, I do this, do that, and you will see that you have plenty of time. An hour to a day is all it takes. 15 minutes a day, I don't care. 15 minutes is better than nothing. If you're committed to this dream and this vision of yours, you have to figure it out. I had to figure it out. 2 decades it took me. I'm in Bali, Indonesia right now. I'm 37 years old, and this has been a dream of mine since I was, 18, 19 years old. I figured it out. Okay, and you're gonna have to figure it out too. And this is that process that will help you do that. And so keep watching, do the self-assessment. Do not skip this. Do not shortcut yourself, because this is your future, this is your life, and you're only ripping yourself off if you don't do this. So we'll see you on the next training game.